Hello everybody, Don't Blink here again with another Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you guys, and I am more or less done moving, so I am now ready to get back into the swing of things and start making videos on a regular basis again. So I hope you guys are as excited about that as I am. I'm really looking forward to getting back into the swing of things, playing some new games, covering some new games, and having you guys join me for the ride. So today I want to talk about tomorrow's Battlefield 3 patch, because Armored Kill is coming out for PlayStation 3 players who have Premium, and as a result, DICE is doing their usual thing, and they are including a patch with that content release, which is why they don't patch as often as some people do, but it's also why we get patches on a fairly regular basis, since they are releasing content on a fairly regular basis. So anyway, let's talk about what's going on in this patch. I'm not going to be able to get to everything. There's a ton of information, lots and lots of tweaks, some very small and minor, others relatively huge, and I'll be getting to more of the interesting ones as this video goes along. So let's start with some weapon balancing news. First up, we have reload times being adjusted on many different weapons to better match their reload animations. I thought that DICE already did this, but apparently they weren't happy with the progress that they made on this front. So many different weapons are having their animations kept the same, but the timing for being able to shoot your weapon after reloading is changing to match those animations. So hopefully you won't come across any weapons where where it looks like you've reloaded the weapon, but you're actually not able to fire until a little bit after that animation is finished. So after that, we have the heavy barrel range bonus being decreased on many assault rifles, and the suppressor and its range penalty are being reduced on many assault rifles, carbines, and LMGs. Additionally, I know a lot of people are excited for this change. The M16 and M4 variants are having their recoils increased in many different ways. So DICE is trying to increase the variety of weapons that people use, because I know a lot of people, especially in the competitive scene and true tryhards in the Battlefield 3 community, they're just always using the M16A3 or the M4 just because it's super effective. It's the M16A3 was the weapon that DICE used to basically balance the entire game. It's kind of their starter weapon in terms of what they started out with, and then they just built off of that for every other weapon in the game. So I'm glad that they're trying to mix things up and add a little bit of variety into the loadouts that people are using. Additionally, in order to kind of close that gap even further, the SG553, MG36, M416, and G36C are all having their recoil decrease. So those are going to be getting better, while the M16 and M4s are going to be getting a little bit worse. Something else that I was kind of happy about is the Stinger and Igla are both going to have their lock-on ranges increased, and the altitude at which they'll be able to lock onto vehicles is going to be decreased. So if vehicles are flying very, very low, you'll still be able to lock onto them. Bipod bonuses are being increased on a number of weapons, and this is something that I'm really excited for. Belt-fed LMGs will now be more accurate when standing and firing while aiming. So my baby, the PKP, is going to be getting a little bit better, among others. The 40mm LVG lethal splash radius is being increased, so hopefully Gunmaster will be a little bit more bearable in those late stages. And the MK3A1 in Gunmaster mode will now be using flechette rounds. So both of those changes to Gunmaster make me very, very happy. Here's something that is going to make a lot of vehicle whores very unhappy. That is, chopper gunners can no longer make use of flares. This is a huge change and will seriously affect the vehicle balance in Battlefield 3, especially with Armored Kill and all of its vehicles. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, whether it's going to be too big of a change or just the right amount. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. Air radar will now be showing friendly vehicles. Chopper weapons can now destroy enemy equipment with splash damage. They keep saying they've made this fix, so I'll believe it when I see it. Scout chopper laser designators are now similar to main battle tank CITV stations. This is kind of an interesting change. The Scout Chopper laser designators will now be operated by the co-pilot, not the pilot. So the co-pilot will now have something to do when hitching a ride on those scout choppers. The repair tool damage is being decreased by 10%. Tanks and tank destroyers can no longer quickly fire 2 shots by switching weapons. Chopper and jet rockets will be improved against air vehicles and infantry. Chopper gunner and IFV rounds will be improved against air vehicles. When it comes to persistence, MCOM defend and attack kill scores will now be given when the victim is within 5 meters of the crate, not just when arming or disarming. So now you don't have to kill somebody actually interacting with a crate. You can just kill someone who's really near a crate and get a nice little kill bonus for playing the objective. Premium engineer assignments that count shotgun kills will now count shotgun kills achieved by any class. So you don't have to be an engineer and using a shotgun. You can be a recon or an assault or what have you. So that should be a nice change for those of you who are grinding away at those engineer assignments. There are some UI tweaks and fixes going into effect with the new patch, including flag icons on the minimap now displaying flag letters. I'm really happy about that change. The damage indicator that shows up on the edges of the screen will now show the correct direction no matter whether the attacker is alive or dead, so no more inaccurate damage indicators. The spawn menu will no longer show after being revived. I know a lot of people have been plagued by that issue for quite some time. And here's something I wasn't really sure about. I'm not sure what it's going to do, who it's going to affect, what exactly it's going to look like, but mortar strike explosions will now be shown on the shooter's HUD. So I'm kind of interested to see how that change goes into effect and how it affects people using mortars. And finally, just some miscellaneous fixes. They've fixed being able to shoot when transitioning from sprint to prone, and they've also fixed 2 out-of-map exploits on Donia Fortress. So both good fixes there. I hate seeing people diving to prone and still shooting me, so I'm glad they're fixing that. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys learned a bit or two about the upcoming patch. And for those of you who have Premium and will be playing on PlayStation 3 tomorrow, I envy you. Enjoy Armored Kill. It's looking awesome. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.